Okay, so today we'll be changing the engine oil on a 2015 Honda Civic. So a few things you need is a genuine oil filter, and this is the one I got. You're gonna need one of the oil filter removal. It helps a lot because if you try to use this kind of tool, it's very hard to use. So highly recommend getting one of these. You can get it from eBay. This is mainly designed for a Toyota Prius oil filter removal, but it works on this one. I mean, this fits right in and works very well. And this is just a regular socket that goes in like this, and you can just use one of those wrenches to remove the oil filter. This is a plate that is underneath it, which is held by 4 screws that I already removed. So let me show it to you. It's kind of hard for me to hold the camera. So this is where the plate was, and easily removable 4 screws from here, and then 2 over there, back there. So I just removed the plate, and it kind of exposed you to this oil pan, and it says engine oil right here. So there's a 17mm bolt that you're going to remove, and once you remove it, the oil is going to start spitting out. And another thing that you definitely need is this washer right here. Once you buy a filter, always get a washer to replace that. That washer goes on top of this nut that is for the oil pan. So once you drain all the oil, now you have to go in the filter, and the filter is right behind the oil pan. This is your filter right here. So to remove the filter, all you have to do is just again use this tool, put it in there, and just use a wrench to unscrew it down. And once you take it down, there's going to be a lot of oil spilled, so make sure you have a pan to capture all the oil. And I'm going to go ahead and remove my oil filter and install the new one. Okay, so as you can see, as soon as I try to lose the engine oil filter, it starts dripping oil. And what I do is let it drip for a while so it doesn't make a mess when I just remove it. Okay, so my old oil filter is out, and as you can see, this is the one, a replacement one that you can also use mobile. And this time I just end up getting the original Honda. And before you install the new one, just make sure you lubricate the rings and the O-ring with new oil. Just take a little bit on your finger and just rub it across, and then you can just install it using the same tool. Also, another thing you need to do is when you're draining the oil is make sure you open your cap and leave it covered, and just make sure you pull this out to let the air pass through. So I put everything back to normal. Let me show it to you guys real quick. And as you can see, my new filter is in, and I closed this with the new washer in there. Wipe everything off, make sure everything is clean, and then now it's time for us to put this plate back. And to put this back, okay, so here's the final product. One thing I forgot to mention is there are 2 hooks right here along with the back ones. So when you're putting this back on, make sure all these 4 hooks align, and the front side needs to go inside this plastic wrap. So, and then once you have it in place, you can just put the 4 screws and it should be all good. Now we can start with putting the oil. Okay, so the oil capacity shows 3.9 US quart with the filter, so we're going to use 3.9 quarts. Okay, so this is the engine oil that I'm using, 0W40 Mobile 1, and I'm going to use 3.9 quart. So this is a 5 quart, so just make sure you keep track of where you're, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm just going to use 1 quart, 2 quart, 3 quart, and right about here. Okay, so this is how much oil I used and left this much, and that's it. I'm gonna take the car off the ramp and just make sure to park it at a nice level so I can measure the dipstick, make sure the level is okay.